Hello, I am River Chow. Let's continue our talk. Fate is such a profound subject. Many people may ask, if my body is fixed, can I still change my fate? Yet the wisdom of the Book of Change has long given us the answer, concealed within the design of every hexagram. Just look at the structure of a hexagram. Each one is formed by 6 lines. The top 2 represent heaven, the bottom 2 represent earth, and the middle 2 represent human. The Chinese call this
天地人
heaven, earth, human. Heaven is the number 1 factor shaping our fate, and earth is number 2. Although we cannot change what heaven and earth have assigned to us, we still have these 2 middle lines, which represent the human factor. These 2 human lines are still under our control. Every decision and action we take still has the power to change our fate. We can still choose either a positive path or a negative path. Our holy saga Lao Tzu once wrote a profound verse.
道可道非常道
Allow me to translate it directly. The most direct translation is, Tao can be Tao. It is not a constant Tao. I believe this verse holds a profound philosophical meaning. In Chinese literature, the word Tao refers not only to the cosmic principle or Tai-Chi. It also means a path. In life, we face 2 paths, constant path, unconstant path. Constant path corresponds to yin. It means constant, never change. Negative. Believe in fate. Believe what is meant to happen will happen. Unconstant path corresponds to yang. It means change. Positive. Does not believe in fate. It does not accept fate as predetermined. Whether you choose to walk the constant path or the unconstant path, the choice is yours. You are the player, not heaven, not earth. You are the one who bears the consequences. Heaven and earth are just watching, observing how you play the cards granted by them. Some people might hold some good cards. But remember, we all face 2 paths, the constant and the unconstant. If you believe your cards are good, believe you have a good fate, and choose to walk the constant path, you may stop working hard. You may begin to take everything for granted, even forgetting gratitude, then even the best card can turn into a bad one. Why? Because heaven and earth are watching. Their response is subtle, yet immensely powerful. Let's say you are standing on the hexagram gain. You may earn a great deal of money, or your business may be making strong profits. But if you become selfish, you keep everything for yourself, ignore the suffering of the poor, and you even refuse to help those in need. Remember, heaven is watching. One day, if heaven is not happy with what you have done, what he can do is very simple. He can change just either one of his lines. In that instant, the entire hexagram changes. Hexagram gain transforms into hexagram challenging. And you are immediately moved into a completely different situation, hexagram challenging. The Book of Changes provides a complete revelation of all Yao texts. Why is it that you stand in the top 9 position of hexagram gain, yet the destiny moves you to the top 6 position of hexagram challenging? All of this is written in the Oracle of the Book of Change. You may refer to my book for further elaboration. The same truth applies to those who hold a bad card. Heaven and earth are watching. They observe how you endure each difficulty. They will make their judgment, deciding when enough is enough. Perhaps, with mercy from above and compassion from below, both decided it's time to change their lines, so you are able to move away from hexagram plight and enter into hexagram pleasure. There is always hope. Beyond the heaven factor and the earth factor, the human factor still exists. If you choose to walk the unconstant path and refuse to believe fate is fixed, transformation is still possible. Why did heaven and earth grant you such a difficult card? I do not know. But I do know this: we can choose to walk the unconstant path. If we remain positive, sincerely repent, and correct ourselves, fate will never stay constant. Lao Tzu said, Tao can be Tao. It is not a constant Tao. If one believes fate is predetermined, fate becomes constant. If one believes fate can be altered, fate will indeed change. If you feel these philosophical principles sound too abstract, you may wonder whether there is something more practical that can change our fate, or at least strengthen our luck. Yes, Bazi and feng shui can be useful tools you can apply in daily life. When life is like playing chess, the Book of Change serves as the handbook that guides your every move within the 64 squares of the chessboard. It gives you a clear picture of your position and offers wise advice. Bazi and feng shui, on the other hand, are extensions of this handbook, like its appendix. Bazi helps you understand yourself and the other chess players. It analyzes your strengths and weaknesses, reveals which elements support you and which elements challenge you. It also maps out the blueprint of your chessboard. So you might have a basic understanding of how your game is set. After you understand your strengths and weaknesses, feng shui teaches you how to enhance the energies that support you and avoid the energies that work against you through environmental setup and spatial arrangement. Let's use Mr. T as an example. There was a moment in his life, Mr. T was standing on the square of heaven. At the last position, top 9. The Book of Change gives this position a divination.
亢龙有回
Although this oracle contains only 4 Chinese characters, it carries profound depth of meaning if you know how to decode it. In my book, I translate this oracle in a direct way. Hyper dragon, there is remorse. In the dictionary section, it provides meaning behind every Chinese word.
有
Means has or have.
回
Means remorse, regret. A person must have done something that made him feel regret. There was a news report said that he yelled over the phone, even using foul language. His situation aligned perfectly with the divination of top 9, Hyper Dragon has regret. Maybe that was the moment he felt regret for the deal he made with that guy about the war affair, and his regret flared into anger, spilling through the phone in harsh, foul words. This oracle reveals his current situation. Indeed, when we examine it on a deeper level, we can see that heaven has issued him an important message. Still remember the concept of heaven, earth, human? These 2 lines fall under the jurisdiction of heaven. From the oracle, heaven reminds him to have regret, instructs him to repent and correct his mistakes. If he ignores the advice from heaven and refuses to have regret, heaven can respond in the simplest way. He can change just one of his lines. If he shift this yang yao into a yin yao, hexagram heaven will transform into hexagram execute. This hyper dragon will instantly move from hexagram heaven to hexagram execute. And this hyper dragon will no longer be a hyper dragon. Indeed, he will stand at the top 6 position of hexagram execute. The Book of Change gives this position an oracle. My book contains a detailed explanation of its revelation. It indicates that this former hyper dragon will have no call. He has no card left to call if he is in hexagram execute, the top 6 position. But if he listens to the advice from heaven, if he regrets, repents and makes his corrections, heaven may not take any action. He can still continue to stand as a hyper dragon, holding his place at the summit of hexagram heaven. Heaven does not act blindly, so does earth. Both of them watches, waits, and responds to human conduct. Perhaps another outcome arises if earth intervenes. It can change any of these yang yao into a yin yao, altering the entire hexagram. Perhaps it decided to change the leader of the opposite realm from yang into yin. Then this former hyper dragon will move to the square of hexagram unification, standing at the position of second 6. The Book of Change teaches us that transformation can occur at any moment, because heaven and earth are always watching. So, please behave ourselves. In addition to the heaven factor and the earth factor, the human factor also plays its part. Therefore, another possibility may arise when the human factor comes into play. For example, if someone connects to this hyper dragon change, then hexagram heaven transforms into hexagram treading. What I want to say is that there are many scenarios that may occur. The Book of Change teaches us that every move on our life chessboard carries 64 times 6 possibilities. As human beings, we are too small to change our fate, but we can still try our best, because heaven and earth are watching. Perhaps our holy sage Confucius had long seen through what fate truly is, so he wrote, "Do all that is humanly possible, then accept what heaven and earth decides." From the moment we are born, heaven and earth assign a set of cards for you to play. It is obvious that Mr. T was given a set of trump cards. From Bazi, he is no ordinary person. The structure of his entire chart is very extreme. His day master is yin soil. This means he carries the identity of yin soil. However, this piece of yin soil is born in the month of Red Horse, surrounded by a lot of fire sigils and soil sigils. Such intense forces burn this yin soil to an extreme degree, causing him to transform into total fire. He is no longer a yin soil. Under the decree of heaven and earth, Mr. T becomes a total fire. No wonder he always likes to say these words. You are fire. It is precisely this special and extraordinary nature of his Bazi chart that allows him to rise to such a high title. When Mr. T is a total fire, wood and fire must be the elements that favor him. On the other hand, water must be the element that goes against him and challenges him the most, because in 5 elements theory, water extinguishes fire. So whenever he falls into a period of bad luck, it usually means his unfavorable element, water, has appeared somewhere in the time and space dimension surrounding him. For the time dimension, we can look directly at his Bazi chart, the destiny disk section. In Bazi formula, this destiny disk changes its cycle in every 10 years and every year. By referring to the 10-year cycle and the annual cycle, you can clearly see when his favorable sigils appear and when the unfavorable sigils arrive. This Bazi chart is a practical tool that helps you identify when your good luck arrives and when your tougher periods unfold. The time dimension allows us to know when we can meet our good sigils, while the space dimension tells us where to find them. And this is what feng shui means to us. Although it cannot override our fate, it can at least help us to strengthen good luck and to avoid bad luck. Since feng shui is another huge subject, I will not go further in this video. But our ancestors remind us that invisible energy does exists. Even though we cannot see it, it exists. And it quietly influencing everything. Therefore, the reconstruction of the White House can generate bad energy for its owner if it is done in the wrong direction. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my explanation about the relationship between the Book of Changes, Bazi and Feng Shui. It's time for our 1-minute writing session. Today, we learn the Chinese character
己
Yin soil. Yin soil is one of the 10 heavenly stems. In the time dimension, it appears in the 6th sequence. In the space dimension, it is located at the center. Thank you for watching.